Tonight, you will climb into a bed. Flat, soft, close to the ground. You will not think about it twice. But for most of your ancestors' existence, the ground was the last place they wanted to sleep. This is why part of humanity refused to come down from the trees until 100,000 years ago. Your body still remembers something your mind has forgotten. Go back further than farming. Further than fire even. Somewhere between 1 and 2 million years ago, your ancestors were still going up, every night, into the canopy. Not for fun, for survival. Why up? Because down below, in the tall grass of the African savanna, there were predators built to kill things exactly your ancestors' size. Leopards, saber-toothed cats, hyenas that hunted in packs. On the ground, a small upright primate was slow, soft and completely exposed. In the trees, none of that mattered. Researcher David Sampson at the University of Toronto has spent years studying how sleep evolved in early humans. His work suggests that safe, uninterrupted sleep was not guaranteed. It was earned, and for a long time the price of that safety was height. Picture it. Dusk falls, the heat breaks, and one by one, your ancestors climb. They did not just perch on a branch, either. Primatologists Fiona Stewart and Alexander Piel have documented how great apes build something closer to architecture. A nest, bent branches, woven leaves, a soft platform built fresh nearly every single night. Chimpanzees still do this today, in under 5 minutes, using an instinct that seems to require almost no conscious thought at all. Your ancestors likely did the same. Now here is the part that reframes everything. Bipedalism, the ability to walk upright on 2 legs, appears in the fossil record by around 4 million years ago. That is early. Species like Australopithecus afarensis, the group that includes the famous fossil Lucy, could clearly walk on the ground. But her skeleton tells a second story too. Her shoulders were built for climbing. Her curved fingers were built for gripping bark. She was not choosing between walking and climbing. She was doing both. Your ancestors were not tree animals who came down, and they were not ground animals who occasionally went up. For millions of years, they were something in between. A species with 1 foot planted in 2 completely different worlds. That is the part textbooks tend to flatten into a single arrow, ape to human, forest to plain, as if evolution were a hallway instead of what it actually was, a negotiation. So when did the climbing finally stop? This is where anthropologists still disagree, and that disagreement is the point. Some researchers argue full-time ground sleeping did not become common until Homo erectus, around 1.5 million years ago, once fire could be controlled and used as a nightly deterrent against predators. Fire did something trees never could. It let danger be pushed back without height. Other researchers, including those studying sites in South Africa, argue the shift happened even later and unevenly, with some populations still favouring elevated or enclosed sleeping spots well past that point. Isabel Winder, an anthropologist who studies the rugged, mixed terrain many early hominins actually lived in, has argued that the old picture of a single dramatic exit from the forest oversimplifies a much messier reality. Different groups, different landscapes, different timelines, but somewhere in that long, blurry transition, something crossed a threshold. Ground sleeping stopped being a risk and started being normal, which means, depending on which estimate you follow, tree sleeping as a regular survival behavior may have persisted, in some form, far closer to modern humans than most people assume. Long after your ancestors were unmistakably human, long after they were making tools, controlling fire, burying their dead. Now think about your own body again, that instinct to flinch awake at a strange sound in the dark. The mild vertigo some people feel on a balcony or near a ledge, a jolt that has nothing to do with actual danger. Even the odd relief so many people report from sleeping in a hammock or a loft bed or anywhere slightly elevated and enclosed. None of that is random. You carry the architecture of a species that once needed height to survive the night. The nervous system was not rebuilt from scratch when your ancestors finally settled on the ground. It was inherited, layer over layer, the way old houses get renovated instead of demolished. So tonight, when you climb into that flat, soft, ground-level bed and feel nothing but ordinary comfort, remember what that ease actually is. Not the absence of danger, The end of a very long negotiation your ancestors' bodies were having with the dark, one they eventually won, generation after generation, until it stopped feeling like a fight at all.